Friends, this story is about a prisoner who is locked up in the world's most dangerous prison for committing murder. A prison located far away in the middle of the ocean, from where escaping is nearly impossible. But for this prisoner, nothing is impossible, and he actually manages to escape. This story is based on the true life of a French man named Henri. The story begins in the city of Paris in the year 1931, when everyone around seems to be enjoying life. At that time, a man named Papillon, who works as a safecracker, breaks into a house to rob a safe. He steals all the valuable items inside and takes them to his boss to sell. He shows the stolen diamonds to his boss, who pays him some money in exchange. Soon after, we see a woman named Nanette, who works at a nightclub and is Papillon's girlfriend. When she meets him outside the club, Papillon shows her a few pieces of the diamonds and gives her a diamond necklace as a gift. In fact, these are the jewels he secretly kept from his boss. However, a man from the club notices the necklace in Nanette's hands. After having some fun together, Papillon and Nanette return home. At home, Nanette asks Papillon to quit stealing and start doing some honest work so that they can begin a new life together. Papillon promises her that in 6 months, he'll move to the countryside with her, and they'll start a new life there. But suddenly, the police raid their house and arrest Papillon on murder charges. They take him away immediately. It turns out this was all a setup by his boss, who actually committed the murder himself and wanted Papillon to take the blame. Now, when Papillon is put in jail, Nanette comes to visit him and says she will appeal for his release. But Papillon knows it's useless. His boss will never let him get out of prison. So he tells Nanette to forget about him and move on. All prisoners are then sent for a medical checkup. At that time, a man tells Papillon about another prisoner who had hidden a large amount of money inside his stomach, and now every prisoner is keeping an eye on him. Later, all the prisoners are sent by ship to French Guiana, a prison from where escape is nearly impossible. The rest of their lives are meant to be spent there. On the ship, Papillon meets a man named Degas, the one who had hidden the money inside his body. Papillon asks him for some money to fund his escape, promising to protect Degas from other prisoners who want to kill him for the money. But Degas refuses. That night, when everyone is asleep, another prisoner kills the man sleeping next to Degas, cuts open his stomach, and takes out the hidden money. Seeing this, Degas is terrified. He realizes people here can kill for money. The next morning, he meets Papillon again and says that his wife will soon help him get out of prison, but until then, he needs protection. In return, he offers Papillon some money. That night, the same killer tries to attack Degas again, but Papillon catches him and beats him badly, saving Degas' life. When the guards find out, they punish Papillon and throw him into solitary confinement. After a long journey, the ship finally reaches the island. The prisoners are taken off the ship and locked inside the prison. The warden explains the rules. Anyone who tries to escape will either be executed or face harsher punishment. The next day, the prisoners are sent to work in a stone quarry, where Papillon meets a man who claims he can help him escape. The man says he has a boat across the river that will leave in 3 days, but Papillon must pay him 5,000 francs. Papillon agrees to pay. However, some prisoners find out about Degas' money. When they go to bathe, those men attack Degas to steal it. Papillon fights them off and beats them badly, saving Degas again. Now Degas becomes terrified that other prisoners will kill him before his sentence ends, so he agrees to escape with Papillon. The next day, a prisoner who had killed 2 guards while trying to escape is brought back to prison. It's the same man Papillon once met in his cell. The guards execute him using a guillotine, and Papillon and Degas are ordered to bury his body. When they carry the body, Degas faints at the sight of blood. A guard beats him for collapsing, and Papillon, seeing this, attacks the guard and runs away. The police chase him, but he jumps into the water and manages to escape. Degas watches in shock as Papillon disappears. but soon the guards catch Degas and take him back to prison. Meanwhile, Papillon finds the man who had promised him the boat. But when he asks for the money, Papillon doesn't have it. He tells the man his money is in Paris and promises to pay a huge amount later if he helps him escape. The man gets angry and his companions surround Papillon. They capture him and send him back to prison. The warden even pays them double for catching him. The warden tells Papillon that the guard he attacked has survived. Otherwise, he would have faced the same fate as his friend. Then, as punishment, Papillon is sent to another island for 2 years of solitary confinement. This island is surrounded by the roaring sea and deadly silence. Most prisoners die during this punishment because they are given nothing but thin soup as food, and no medical help if they fall ill. One day, the same guard whom Papillon once attacked enters his cell and beats him brutally. Papillon's head hits the wall, bleeding badly. He presses his bloody handprint on the wall, starving and weak. He one day finds a coconut and a letter in his water bucket, sent secretly by Degas. The letter says that from now on, he'll receive a coconut every day with his meal. Papillon is overjoyed, but soon another guard grows suspicious and discovers the coconut in the bucket. The warden demands the name of the man sending him food, but Papillon refuses to reveal Degas' name. As punishment, the warden orders his food ration to be cut in half. By now, Papillon had spent a long time in this cell, growing weaker each day. Papillon grows weaker and looks almost dead. One day, the warden visits him again and asks him to reveal the name of the person who's been helping him. He promises to reduce Papillon's sentence if he cooperates. The warden assumes Papillon must be broken by now and will finally give up the name. But once again, Papillon refuses to betray Degas. Angered, the warden orders an even harsher punishment and has Papillon's cell plunged into complete darkness. Over time, the isolation drives Papillon nearly insane, and he begins seeing strange visions. He even tries to take his own life, but fails. Slowly, time passes, and Papillon's 2-year sentence finally ends. He's taken out of solitary confinement and sent to the hospital for treatment. There, his friend Degas comes to see him. Degas now works for the warden inside the prison. He's overjoyed to see Papillon alive and tells him that a movie will be shown in the prison this Sunday. During that time, all the officers will be busy, and security will be much more relaxed. The perfect chance for Papillon to escape. Degas also tells him that his wife has married his own lawyer, so all his hopes of release are gone. Now Degas too wants to escape with Papillon. Together they form a group of 4 inmates to plan their breakout. One of them says he knows someone who can arrange a boat for money. When the movie starts that evening, Degas mixes sleeping pills into the officers' drinks. After they all pass out, Papillon and the others climb over the prison wall. But while jumping down, Degas breaks his leg and gets seriously injured. The 4 of them make their way through the jungle to meet the man who promised to give them a boat in exchange for money. They pay him and soon they're sailing away. However, the boat is old and starts leaking water. Then, a massive storm begins to form on the horizon. If they don't reduce the boat's weight, they'll all drown. One of the men suggests throwing Degas overboard since he's already badly hurt, but Papillon refuses to abandon his friend. Suddenly, the sailor attacks Degas with a knife. Papillon fights to defend him, and during the struggle, Degas grabs the knife and kills the sailor. They throw the dead body into the sea. Moments later, the storm strikes with full force, swallowing the boat, and the scene fades out. When Papillon wakes up, he finds himself on an island surrounded by tribal people who have saved them. A nun approaches and tells him that his 2 companions are safe and that they're now in Colombia. She seems to know exactly where they've come from and invites them to the church to pray. Papillon goes to Degas and tells him that the locals know their background, so it's not safe to stay. But Degas doesn't want to run anymore. He decides to live peacefully on the island for the rest of his life. Their 3rd companion also chooses to stay. Papillon, however, still dreams of returning home to his love who's waiting for him. As he prepares to leave, he notices Colombian authorities arriving on the island, searching for them. He rushes back to warn Degas, but by then they're surrounded. Their third friend tries to flee and is shot dead. Papillon and Degas are captured again and sent back, Degas to Devil's Island and Papillon to another dark cell for 5 more years. Years pass, and Papillon grows weak and old. When the warden visits again, he's shocked to see Papillon still alive. He wonders what keeps this man going, what gives him the strength to survive and keep escaping. Fearing another escape attempt, the warden sends Papillon to Devil's Island, a place from which no prisoner has ever escaped. On the island, most inmates have lost their sanity. Papillon reunites with Degas, who's been there for 5 years. But Papillon still dreams of freedom and starts thinking about how he might cross the vast sea. Degas warns him that jumping from such a height would be suicide. Even if he survived the fall, the endless ocean would kill him. Degas has painted strange murals on the walls, depicting memories of his past life. One day, while Papillon sits staring at the waves, he gets an idea. He throws a coconut into the sea and watches as the waves carry it toward the open water. Inspired, he and Degas collect hundreds of coconuts, pack them into sacks, and build a raft. The next morning, they gather some food and water and reach the cliff. Papillon looks out at the sea with a smile, hope gleaming in his eyes, thinking of the woman waiting for him. Degas tells him he no longer wants to return to the outside world. He has nothing left there, as his wife has married someone else. He decides to spend the rest of his life on this island. Papillon urges Degas to come with him, but Degas refuses. They hug each other one last time, both emotional and teary-eyed. Papillon says goodbye, throws the coconut raft into the sea, and jumps from the cliff. Degas watches in silence. The water is calm, and Papillon is nowhere to be seen. He assumes his friend didn't survive the fall. But then faintly, he hears Papillon's voice echoing from below, shouting that he made it. Overjoyed, Degas shouts back, and the two cry out in triumph. Papillon rides the waves toward his freedom. Sometime later, we see an elderly Papillon on a plane visiting a publisher. He hands over documents containing the true story of his life, a story his wife convinced him to write. Although he's still wanted in France, he now lives in Venezuela with her. He tells the publisher he wants his story published in France, not just for himself, but for the 80 other prisoners who never made it back. In the end, it's revealed that Henri Charrière's autobiography Papillon became a bestseller in France for 21 consecutive weeks. In 1970, the French government officially allowed Henri, Papillon, to return home as a free citizen, and with that, the story ends. This film, based on Henri's real-life journey, teaches us the incredible power of love, how it gives a person the courage to fight through the toughest challenges. Friends, that was the story of Papillon. Hope you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.